here's another lick to challenge your picking. Basically it's very simple. Once again, it's 6 notes down. So beginning in this shape, on the 13th, the 12th and the 10th fret on the E string, and the same frets on the B string. You're simply going to go down 6 notes, and that's it. And you repeat that two times. And the last thing is you play 3 notes on the E string. So it's... and that's the lick. Seems pretty simple, but when you try to repeat that, you will find that you have to start or begin the lick first with a downstroke. But when you get to this point and have to repeat it, you have to start the new lick, or the same but another version of it, with an upstroke. So every second time you shift. So you start the first lick, and then, as you can see, I'm in the position where I want to do an upstroke, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm in the position to do a downstroke, so I'm back to normal again. As you can hear, the odd number of notes creates a strange sound to the lick that I like very much. Let me quickly show you how to move that lick up and down the neck. It's very simple. You just play the lick and then move it. And every second time you change the picking. Before I move on, I just want to show you that for now I've been playing the basic licks on the top 2 strings, the B and E string, and then I've been taking them down. But of course you can move them from the bottom strings and to the top string. So instead of going... you can go the other way as well. So you can start and simply reversing the lick. So it's up to you to use these things in as many ways as possible. So the first thing that should pop into your mind when you're seeing a new lick is, can I invert that? Can I play it upside down? What can I do with it? What other ideas can I generate? Can I combine it with something I know already and create a third new lick? Because very often people come to me and say, it's amazing so many licks you know, where did you learn all those? But I didn't learn very many licks, but I just expanded on those I knew. So suddenly I went from knowing one lick and being able to play that to expanding it into something completely different because there were so many iterations. The next lick is a diminished one. It's a diminished arpeggio, and normally I don't use alternate picking for arpeggios that much. I use sweeping and other techniques, but for this type of sequence that I'm going to play, it's extremely useful. You can use the diminished arpeggio in all sorts of styles. You can play blues, rock, metal, anything, fusion, jazz. It's a very useful lick and a very useful arpeggio. So let's get on with it. For the first example, we're going to start by assuming that you want to use it in a blues context. So the scale is E blues scale. And I'm sure you know this basic blues pattern in the 12th fret. And the diminished arpeggio that we're going to play on top of that blues scale is right here. You might call it an E diminished arpeggio for the sake of simplicity. So let's get the shape down first. It's in the 15th and the 12th fret on the E string. So it's the exact same notes as the blues scale. But the next note on the B string is in the 14th fret. So you have to catch that there. And on the next string, you only have one note on the B string and two notes on the E string. And then you have two notes on the G string placed in the same frets as the first two notes in the 12th and the 14th fret. 15th, sorry. So now you have this shape. Basic diminished shape. And then we're going to continue down to the D string. In the 14th fret, you have an E there. And you're going to fret with your third finger. And the last two notes are on the A string in the 13th and the 16th fret. Sorry, the easiest thing is to take the note on the D string with your second finger so let's play the sequence in that pattern by starting on the bottom note in the 13th fret on the A string, and you can play the whole pattern from top to bottom or from bottom to top, but in this case we're going to skip the second note in the arpeggio and play the third note. So instead of going, we're going to go that interval there, and then we're going to take the second note in the arpeggio and skip the next note and instead play the next note again, up all the way up there on the G string in the 12th fret. So now we have and your pick is simply alternate picking all the way. It's down, up, down, up. Then you continue with that system. So instead of beginning here or there, you begin on the third note in the arpeggio. And you play that, and the next note is this one, and then you have that one, so you jump over one note in the arpeggio and play that. So now you have, slowly it looks like this. And again. And this is the first part of the lick, you might say, or the first half. That you might want to practice first. In order to get that down. Then if we continue, and you play, and you have the last shape here, then you first note, not the second, but the third, and then you skip to this one, and then the last one, the last interval, I like to use these two fingers for the last notes because it makes it easier to bend. And then I have my third finger instead of my pinky, which is weaker than my third finger. So from the bottom and up. course you can go the other way too. So you can go down. So instead of beginning on the bottom note in the arpeggio, you're beginning on the top note. And then you follow the same system down. You simply invert the process. So instead of going from the top note to the second top note, you skip that note and go all the way down there instead. If you know just a little simple math, you should be able to calculate your way through the whole arpeggio there. And let me show you just a couple of examples of how you can use this. I know this is not a speed lick as such, but it's an incredibly useful lick. And let's just run it by the blues context. Or you can move it up, because the diminished pattern repeats itself all the time. Every third note or every third fret, it repeats itself. So you can go all the way up here. So instead of saying, you go up 3 frets and play the exact same thing. Let's just take that last lick slowly. So in the blues context, there's lots of nice stuff you can do with that. Now that we're in the blues scale, let me show you a string skipping lick, so it puts some extra demand on your right hand. You're in the 12th fret on the G string, and you just play 4 notes up and down. You know the drill. So the 12th, the 14th and the 15th fret, and then to the B there on the B string, the 12th fret. As you come back from this, you immediately hit the D in the 15th fret on the B string. And you can start by practicing that, then shifting between these 2 notes all the time. And the picking looks like this. Let's get that up to speed. And now that we're at it, let's, instead of having these 2 notes, so it's, let's use these notes instead on the E string. So, and this is where the string skipping comes in, because let's look at the right hand for this one. I'm actually using inside string shifts, which is the hardest thing to use when you're trying to skip over strings, because if you have an outside string shift, you tend to move over something anyway. So whether or not there's a string in the way doesn't matter really that much. But for some reason, my inside string shifts work well for this, but try your way. And see what works best for you. For me to make it when I'm doing this inside string shifters, I really have to make that come out there. And of course you can combine all 4 notes, so you go back and forth. So this was all for now. I hope you enjoyed the licks in this video, and I hope you'll put them to good use and have a lot of fun with them. I really hope to see you in another video. So take care till then, bye.